What happens when a guy famous for dirty jokes meets a harp-playing fairy? Turns out, a very cute love story. Andy Samberg and Joanna Newsom have been happily married since 2013. They're still so in love with each other that we had to share the story. Andy Samberg and Joanna Newsom are extremely private about their marriage and family, but fans still think the stars are couple goals. They're a beautiful combination of a jokester guy meeting a cute nerdy girl. They might seem like an unlikely match, but after learning about their relationship, you'll know that the two just make sense.
Who's your best friend, Andy?
My wife.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
It's easy. Once you get married, it's easy because you have to say that.
Joanna met Samberg when he attended one of her shows in 2008. They were introduced by a mutual friend, Fred Armisen. At the time, the songstress was part of a band. Andy was becoming recognized for comedic wit in a TV show, Saturday Night Live. The two knew of each other but had not met before. In fact, they were fans of each other's work way before they even got to know each other.
Before we ever met, I was a huge fan of her music, so now it's incredible for me when she plays. I just sort of go and lie down on the floor and just zen out while she plays. It's really great.
Newsom developed a love for the harp at a young age. When she was 12 years old, the musician went to a summer camp and became inspired by West African kora music. As Rolling Stone noted, the musician began writing and recording songs in university.
Even as a 5-year-old, I was writing and I wrote music my whole childhood, but I didn't sing, I didn't write lyrics, it was just instrumental harp music.
When a friend happened to share some of that music with indie folk artist Will Oldham, he was so impressed that he helped Newsom get a record deal with Drag City. She's been with the label ever since and has released 4 full-length albums to date, starting with 2004's Milk-Eyed Mender. While being interviewed on the show Late Night with Seth Meyers, the harp player recollected the first time she met her husband. "I was a big fan of his. In fact, the night that I met him, I had just been with my band backstage, like an hour before, watching just 2 guys," Newsom said. She was referring to an old sketch that Samberg had starred in. Continuing her story, the actor said, "So when I met him, he was kind of shy and I said, 'Oh my god, you're Steve the He always says he saw heart bubbles." But Joanna wasn't the only starstruck one in their meet-cute. Andy was smitten with the musician even before they met.
I mean, you know, it was like that before for me. I met Joanna at one of her concerts. I was a really huge fan of hers before we even knew each other.
He liked her music and would go to her shows, a source told Us Weekly magazine. He had the biggest crush on her. Talk about a perfect first meeting. We see heart bubbles too. Following this very adorable meetup, the couple dated for 5 years. They were so secretive about their relationship that there is hardly much to say about when they were dating.
So how long were you together before you got married?
Together, I want to say... I better get this right.
As Us Weekly stated, the duo were so low profile that they preferred quiet date nights at home to all-night parties. This is our segue into convincing you that Andy and Joanna are one of the most wholesome, relatable celebrity couple. In February 2013, news broke that the duo got engaged. They tied the knot in California that September, having an intimate affair with their closest friends and family. Andy joked with E! News that he was a bit overwhelmed with the wedding planning and was looking forward to spending time with his wife-to-be after the wedding. "So far it's been nothing but stress and joy," said Andy. "The joy is the lady herself, the stress is the planning." But he managed to get through all that pre-wedding stress. In fact, Andy put together a tear-jerking speech for his nuptials. Andy's speech was the perfect mix of comedy and sentiment, a source exclusively revealed after the ceremony. Both he and Joanna were crying throughout the speech. We don't know about you, but we're dying to know the contents of that speech. In 2014, Samberg won the Best Actor award at the Golden Globes for his role in the police procedural comedy Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But his real prize was a paparazzi-free vacation with his wife, Joanna. The couple arrived at the Golden Globes fresh from their honeymoon in the Maldives. While at the award show, People magazine interviewed the newlywed couple. Gushing over his gorgeous wife, Andy told the publication, "I liked it and I put a ring on it." Joanna also gave fans a taste of the honeymoon experience. "It was incredible. It was amazing," she said of their getaway.
Oh, he's my favorite person in the world. Yeah, he's the person I would most want to hang out with at any given moment.
For the fairy-like singer, the highlights of the honeymoon were swimming in the ocean and seeing a dolphin pod. Andy and Joanna's little family welcomed a baby girl 3 years later. As we've mentioned, the couple is very private about their personal lives. No one even knew Joanna was pregnant until Us Weekly reported about the couple welcoming their first child.
How's that going?
It's going good. She's 17 years old. We held off for a long time, but finally, it's going great. She's the best.
In fact, till now, we don't even know what the baby girl's name is, but we do know that she shares her father's knack for fart jokes. She's still really young, but she has started just sitting there and making fart noises with her mouth and then laughing really hard, Samberg says. So I was like, oh well, I've taught her everything I know. Speaking to Jimmy Kimmel, the Hot Rod star teased about how parenting comes at a cost. Samberg says that people treat someone differently when they're expecting. It's incredible. Get ready. It's magic. It's the most life-changing experience you'll ever have. Brace yourself for heaven, Samberg said.
And then, like, the second the baby comes, everyone's like, welcome to hell!
Even though parenting is a task challenging like no other, Joanna and Andy are embracing their new lives as parents. Because of the coronavirus pandemic, the couple got to spend a lot of time together in quarantine lockdown. According to People magazine, the actor discussed in 2021 what his routine is like now that he's a father. Samberg explained that he and his wife take turns who gets up first, to begin their day with their little girl. It's kind of basic parent stuff, the Lonely Island member said. Some mornings you do it all together as a family, but it's been very nice in terms of like, tonight I can stay up a little later and know that I don't have to get up super early. He told People of his parenting dynamic with Newsom. As the routine goes, the parents make breakfast, they take their little girl to a playgroup, and then get on with their work and other activities. Samberg joked about how the pandemic has forced him to develop the habit of Zoom meetings to get his work done. Then the kid comes home and that's it, he said. You make dinner, bath time, bedtime, and you collapse. Being a toddler parent at 44 years of age has its challenges, especially considering Andy, like many of us, schedules workouts that he never does. Every week I'm injuring my neck and back picking up my kid, the comedian said. I definitely have reached the age where I should be stretching first thing in the morning, every day, if I'm going to be picking up a child. The Palm Springs actor said that there are days when he remembers his age and does his stretches. He said he feels like a good dad. He sometimes forgets too, and on those days he feels that he can't be the ideal dad he envisioned. See, even celebrities struggle to be healthy. Parenting is a whole new ballgame for this connoisseur of vulgar jokes. Even though they experienced most of it during a pandemic, the Saturday Night Live alum says that he and his wife have been practicing a lot of gratitude. A lot of these days are with the family, with my wife and daughter, like sitting out in the sun or something, dancing in the kitchen, Samberg said. But I would say I feel moments of bliss a lot these days. As the actor notes, the one silver lining of experiencing the pandemic is all the wonderful time spent with family. The Brooklyn Nine-Nine alum was interviewed by GQ magazine in 2020. In the profile, Samberg discussed life in lockdown in all its glory. Both Andy and Joanna are musicians in their own regards. Andy's music falls more on the silly, comedic side. Joanna, who plays the harp and piano, creates indie folk music that sounds like it was made by fairies. There are 3 harps in the Samberg household, 2 for mom and 1 toddler-sized instrument that Newsom's preferred harp maker gifted. This harp maker is confident baby Samberg will get around to making her father's kind of jokes sooner than later, but for now she's taking after mom. She's not bad. She watches her mom and emulates that sometimes, and it's the cutest thing I've ever seen, Andy said. Their lockdown lives went as follows. Newsom operates the grill at night. Samberg, who's been perfecting his paper planes and bourbon brambles, delivers drinks. They were doing what a lot of other couples were doing. We are those cliche people right now watching Mad Men for the first time and then making cocktails, he said. His wife even started cutting the actor's hair. According to the GQ profile, she did a pretty solid job. She even gave him a fade. Samberg joked with Conan O'Brien in 2017 about celebrating anniversaries as parents. The first 3 anniversaries were very lavish, he said. These cute dates would include fancy dinners and a large bouquet of flowers. Dazzle her, go out dancing probably, Andy reminisced. Things are different now that a little Samberg is in the house.
This is nice, your 4th anniversary
Yeah.
with your lovely wife, Joanna Newsom.
That's
So
correct.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Very nice.
This year I got home. I picked a single flower out of the neighbor's garden. I walked in and I was like, happy anniversary. She's like, thanks. And then we both passed out on our faces. He laughed in the O'Brien interview. Aside from the fact that the couple are celebrities with highly successful careers, Joanna Newsom and Andy Samberg are a pretty normal couple. Amid the craziness of what fame is known to be, they have managed to build something solid and stable. Andy and Joanna's low-key relationship is high-key adorable. They're also very relatable as parents. Who would have guessed this unlikely pairing would hit it off so well? As the SNL alum told iNews, their relationship works because they've always supported each other and have been nothing but honest. It's important to be with someone that you trust, someone you can laugh and be your true self with, Andy said, adding, "Those two are tied in my personal experience. Be well and be kind."